We begin tonight with breaking news in a highly publicized and very emotional murder trial. A man convicted of beating to death a local college student learns his fate. A jury found Adrian Barker guilty in the death of Christopher Kernich on April 23rd.
Now, 1 month later, a judge sentenced him to 15 years to life in prison. The Shaker Heights native was convicted of murder and felonious assault. Witnesses testified Barker beat and stomped Kernich near the Kent State University campus last November. Barker was one of 3 University of Akron students arrested in the case. News Channel 5's Bob Jones joins us on the telephone right now from Ravenna with a reaction to the judge's sentence. Bob?
Well, Leon, it was a very emotional court hearing as family members and friends from both sides got up to speak this afternoon. In the end, the judge sentenced Adrian Barker to 15 years to life in prison. Last November, Barker sucker punched 23-year-old Christopher Kernich near downtown Kent and then kicked and stomped his head. Kernich died a few days later from his severe head injuries. Today, there were some very powerful moments as Kernich's parents gave a PowerPoint presentation and showed a video to remember their son. Barker was also convicted of tampering with evidence, but he was not given any additional time for that crime. Friends of Adrian Barker said today that he was a responsible young man and a role model who grew up in Shaker Heights, but the victim's family now knows him as a killer who took the life of a caring, inspirational, and loving son. Here are some of the emotional comments from the victim's parents.
He had no right to knock him down and then stomp on his head when he saw that he wasn't even moving. What kind of person does that?
My son is now permanently labeled as having been beaten to death, where we all know such an act would have normally been impossible for any normal human being.
I feel terrible and devastated as to what happened. I feel terrible about the results and of this, tragedy.